Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video from Thomas Sowell, and it's titled Why Blacks Have So Much Today and Are Still Poor. You guys, I'm super excited for this. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what Thomas Sowell has for us in this video.
This is all very disconcerting, Tom, you know. Cosmic justice, intellectuals and race, quote, no individual or group can be blamed for being born into circumstances that lack advantages. But neither can society be automatically assumed to be either the cause or the cure for such disparities.
Yeah.
Close quote. So what you're arguing is that despite centuries of, several centuries of slavery, I'm talking now about the African American experience in this country, slavery ends, you've got decades of Jim Crow, you've got policies that have created substandard conditions in one inner city in America after another to this day. Despite all of that, for the African American child born in inner city Detroit tomorrow, it just is what it is. It's nobody's fault that child is likely to have worse life expectations than the white kid born tomorrow in Greenwich, Connecticut.
Why?
That's true. You can't, the ease with which people draw connections between one thing and another is just amazing. I mean, the average of black kid today, I think, is probably better off, certainly materially, than, say, Ben Carson was when he was growing up.
Ben Carson, the famous
Black
surgeon at Johns Hopkins.
Right.
He was immensely accomplished in every way.
Yes.
Right.
I would say that certainly the black kids who are growing up today have a higher material standard of living than I had. The difference was that the schools were good when I came along. They were especially good in New York at that time, hard as that is to believe. But the kids who grew up in that same place where I lived, they will not get that same education.
Oh,
Now that can be blamed on somebody.
the society.
It has very little to do with what happened 100 or 200 years ago. It's true in other countries. I mean, in Nigeria, for example, there's a tribe, the Igbos, who are living in one of the least fertile parts of Nigeria, who were in fact enslaved in centuries past by other tribes and so on. When the British moved in and set up schools, the Igbos went for the schools. By the time Nigeria became independent, the Igbos had climbed above the other groups that had been ahead of them to begin with. But there are all kinds of cross currents of factors. The particular culture, or the particular geography, you run through the whole list of them.
Wow, you guys, what are your thoughts on this video? I totally agree with Thomas Sowell. The reason why blacks in America are not becoming successful is because of the poor educational background they are receiving. Because study has shown that most black kids can read and write, and that is an established fact. And also another thing that contributes to why black people don't become as successful as other race is because of the way they are being raised, the culture they are raised in. Their parents do not teach them how to be independent, how to be successful. And because they keep dragging the baggage of slavery, always playing victim, they tend to ignore those basic things that makes people successful in life. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Do you agree with Thomas Sowell on this? If you agree with him, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you don't agree with Thomas Sowell, also leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And let's wrap this video up, you guys.
You cite, in Intellectuals and Race, you cite an observation by the intelligence expert, IQ scientist James Flynn, that just stopped me cold. After the Second World War, you've got large numbers of American troops remaining in Germany. For that matter, there's still several tens of thousands there today. And both black and white American soldiers had children with German women. And Flynn discovered that those children growing up in Germany showed no IQ differences at all. The black kids and the white kids, the same. Quoting Intellectuals and Race, Professor Flynn concluded that the reason was that the offspring of black soldiers in Germany, and now you're quoting Professor Flynn, grew up in a nation with no black subculture, close quote. Which means what? Which means they experienced exactly the same expectations. Is this the...
No, the expectations are external. The culture in which they grew up was not the culture in which black kids grew up in America today.
That's true.
So they had...
There's no gangster rap that was pervasively available in Germany.
That's true.
So here's what I'm getting. There is something about black subculture in America today that holds African Americans themselves back.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, I went into this in a previous book on which about black rednecks and white liberals, because that same subculture.
Let's talk about two of your books here. Go ahead.
Because that very same subculture held whites in the South back as well. That in the time this mental testing in the First World War turned up, among other things, the fact that whites from various 4 or 5 southern states scored lower on the mental test than blacks from 4 or 5 northern states. And so it really was a question of the subculture that was there, which was a handicap to both.
All right. And so whose job is it to say, wrong subculture, folks, you're harming yourselves?
Well, I would think in an ideal world that intellectuals might take on that task, but the world that we live in, I've noticed, is not ideal.
All right.
Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting one from Thomas Sowell. It's not going to be easy for people to start living backward by adopting another culture entirely. This culture that the blacks in America has carried all the way from the South is what is limiting them. Because when you check the way the rednecks act, they are very rebellious. They don't like education, and this is what the black people are copying, and this is hindering a lot of black people from reaching their goals in life. What is actually eating up the success of the black people in America is within the subculture in America. If you check other black people from other countries, you see that they are not as unsuccessful as the blacks in America. But let me know what you guys think about this. Do you agree with Thomas Sowell on this? I totally saw his point. I agree with him on this one. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.